When it comes to inner work, I see three top resistances or the three top objections that I hear from people all the time. And in this video, I want to break that down for you. So the first objection that I hear is that, bro, does this even work? Does HWC cycle even work? Isn't it just things that we're just thinking about and there's just some problem because we're just thinking about all these things? Because earlier before, when I didn't know about all these things, my life was great. But right now, because I know more about this thing, so it's more worse now. And here's what I have to tell you about that. Earlier, we were in certain patterns that we were not even aware of. Now you're aware of the certain patterns. Now you're aware of all of these things which have been going on in your life. And it's almost like, a fish is swimming, it does not know that it's in water. But once you get the fish out of water, that's when it realizes the amount of water that it was swimming in, because there's no contrast to it. So if we've got certain patterns that we grew up in a certain household or we grew up in a certain situation, because we haven't seen anything else outside, because we don't know that anything else exists outside, we feel that this is the only truth out here and nothing else can even exist. Or we might feel that it might exist for other people, but it might not exist for me. All right. Or we might have certain beliefs that these other things are for certain kinds of people, and if I try to do those things, I will not enjoy it. Now, all of that has to do with the conditioning that's there, because when we're born, we don't have a lot of the conditioning that we talk about here on HWC cycle. So the first thing out here with people feeling that inner work doesn't work or this is just in your mind, kind of it is in your mind, but if it makes your situation right now worse than it's before, what even is the point of that? So what we do with HWC cycle is the experience that you're having right now, the subjective experience that you have living inside your body right now, or let's just call it your happiness scale. So if on a scale of 1 to 10, your level of happiness right now, when I work with people, it's usually around a 3 to a 6. Once they complete the program, their level of happiness, which is very subjective, internal, all right, it at least goes to a 7 to a 10, okay? 7 being the minimum low that's there, and 10 being on the best days that they feel. Because we variate in different levels on how happy we are in a particular day. So all we do in inner work is we help you out with all of that. We help you get aware of the patterns that you're going through. We help you see the goal that you have, which might just feel like that's not going to be possible for you. And we guide you through the process, slow and steady and slow and steady. Another thing that people asking is that, bro, these results that happen with people, are they even real? Kind of crazy thing to see. But about the reality of the results is that, when you're, again, coming back to the example, when you're in the situation that you're in right now, you cannot process that other people can get those kind of results as well. And if you continuously, if you just consider the fact that instantly, like, if I ask you to climb a mountain, it's going to be very difficult. So what we do with HWC cycle is, rather than asking you to climb a mountain directly, we take the first step, and then we take the second step, then we take the third step. And slow and steady, it creates this moving momentum ball rolling down the mountain, which just picks up speed more and more and more. And then when you go through it, you just get into exponential growth and you have some amazing results because of the momentum that we've built out here while doing the program. Another thing that I hear from people is that, bro, this might work for other people, but it's not gonna work for me. All right, I see the results that you have. I see so many things going on, but it works for other people. It's not gonna work for me because I am a special snowflake. This is something that we refer to as the snowflake syndrome. And this is something very human. It's very common for us to go through it. So if you feel that this is something that could work for other people without even trying about it, I would urge you to give it a try. I would urge you to notice the resistance that you're having right now to the feeling that this will work for other people but not for me, and push through that resistance. Because if there's a certain goal that you have and we can help you achieve that goal, it makes it worth it for you to go ahead and try to get it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the same situation that you have been stuck for the past number of years, at least, that I'm assuming right now. Also, you've been watching the videos on the channel and you resonate with a lot of that. You might have done certain processes, you might have done certain guided releases and meditations that we put out on the channel in the masterclass that we did recently. And you would have really connected with that. Now the program is just going to be a longer version of it, a more in-depth version of it, a more comprehensive, a much more guided, a much more personalized version of it. So there is no chance that this will not work for you. It's just that resistance that I will not be able to do it. And part of that also comes from the fact where we feel that we're not good enough for that. All right, that you have to be a certain level of a person, or that the problem that I'm going through, no one else will be going through that problem as well. Which is why one of the biggest things that we work with is feeling like you're good enough and your self-worth. Another thing, which is one of the biggest parts of the program, is the community factor of it. Because we're doing this with a close-knit group of just 15 to 20 people, nothing more than that. It's going to be other people who we're going to hear talk, who we're going to hear share their own experiences. And the more we can share our own experiences and hear other people sharing their experiences and compare and see that we're not the only ones going through all of this stuff, it makes us feel much more at ease, much more comfortable, and makes us feel much more human, and starting to learn to accept those parts of ourselves which we are shameful about. Because the fact is, the more secrets we keep, the more shame we have stored in our body. Once we can bring those things to light, once we can be aware of all those things, it makes our transformation and makes our life much, much easier. And the subjective experience that we have in our bodies of how we're living day to day, it makes it so much better. So I would just tell you to be aware of this resistance of feeling like it won't work for me, but it'll work for other people. And just realize the fact that all of us are human beings out here. If it's working for other people, it will work for you. And consciously go towards that resistance. Don't run away from it, fight it. And all you got to do is just schedule a call with us. The link is going to be below in the description section. Get on a call with us. We're going to understand your situation, and we're going to tell you if we can really help you out, if it's a good fit for us or not. If it's not, usually we tell people that I'm sorry, we cannot help you out right now. If it is, then definitely I feel you should be working with us and not spending any more time living the life that you're living right now if you're not satisfied with it. Now, the thing with the breakthrough session and the calls is that the time that me and my team have is going to be limited. So naturally, the slots that we have available to talk to you are going to be limited. And once we get the first 15 to 20 people in, we're going to close the registrations for the program and we'll stop taking calls. So if you want to work with us, I would want you to head over right there, click in the link in the description, and I will see you on the call. This is Kshitij signing off. Peace out, boys.